What's up my Vesterians? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are decked out on the Zerk and we're going to be talking about how to actually use the Berserker class. But before we begin, can't forget about our gold tier giveaway, right? Alright, here is our raffle called the Pick Wheel. I promised you guys that I'd announce the winners in the beginning of our next video, so here we are. If you've applied in the comments on our previous video, then you're guaranteed to be on here. I will spin for 3 winners who get to pick and choose from the selection of gold tiers, and I'll showcase them up here real quick. We actually got a few additions. We got this gold tier Ravest and this gold tier Edge that were donated from Jason and drafted, so much love to those guys. Before we spin, the first winner gets first pick, second winner gets second pick, and third winner gets third pick. So let us see who our first winner shall be. My boy Wanting #1754. Congratulations, you will have first pick for the gold tiers. Let's move on to our second. Vox #1K. Nice user. You have second pick. I will DM you guys on Discord. Let's move on to our third and final pick. Mon #7077. Congratulations, you guys. I will DM you all on Discord. That wraps it up for last week's gold tier giveaway. This week's gold tier giveaway should be Friday or Saturday, but it depends how I'm feeling. So let's jump back into this intro. Alright, so you're on the Zerk, right? Which is great in both PvP and PvE. I favor the class more than Knight and Paladin because they're pretty one-sided, but they all have their role to play. Now, I've been playing Berserker for a long time now. I originally started out as a Berserker, so I think I have more playtime on the Zerk than I do an Assassin. So hopefully I could teach you guys a thing or two about the stats, equipment, and skills, as well as some hidden features y'all need to know about the Zerk. So if you're interested in that, make sure you guys stick around. Make sure to join the Discord, and let's jump right into it. Alright, we're hopped on the drippy Zerk. Let me expose the gear I'm rocking with. We got 2 Fierce Azariah Edges. These bad boys drop down in the dunes, which is a 5-minute boss spawn. I prefer you guys get a Fierce or a Swift because those add strength and dex stats, which is needed for this build, and I'll get to that a little bit later. I prefer you guys get an Edge rather than a Scrap Sword because although the Scrap Sword has a little bit more damage, it has no perk, whereas you have the Edge with a little less damage, and it has a perk that actually contributes to PvE, and it's called Blood Craze. Critical hit grant a stacking attack speed bonus, which implies the more you crit, the faster you will attack. Then we have the Glad Armor, and this is absolutely my favorite piece because it looks lit and it's been meta for ages as a level 27 armor piece. You could obtain this big chungus from the Coliseum shop for only 100 valor. I've tested it and it does more damage than the Fierce Hobo because of its perk called Reckless, which allows you to deal and receive 120% more damage. And in my opinion, this is probably the only thing keeping Hollow up and running right now. We've got the Forgotten Helmet. It's meh, there isn't much to it. It's a level 47 headpiece. It's got 1 strength more than the Ancient Helmet, so it's up to you on what you want to do, and you could acquire this from the Possum Boss or the Reanimated Slimes. Then we have our Scarab Tongue Boots, and you're probably wondering why am I using these boots instead of the Glad Boots? Well, whether you like it or not, as a Berserker, mobility is just as important as DPS when in terms of PvP. So these guys have +3 walk speed and +10 jump, whereas on the Glad Boots they only have +1 defense, +2 stam, and +5 strength. Now these Scarab Boots also drops down in the dunes from the Scarab Boss, which is also a 5-minute boss spawn. So if you're going for the PvP build on the Berserker, make sure you have your Scarab Tongue Boots. Now that you have your Gucci gear, let's move on into the stats and skills. So you're going to need a bare minimum of 12 dex. Why? Well, 5 dex provides you with +1 stam, and 10 dex provides you with +1 jump and walk speed. And then 12 dex overall gives you +2% critical chance. So I mean, that's just a plus. Then you're going to put the rest into strength. I have 210. That's going to give you actual damage on your Berserker. You're not going to put any into Vit because Berserkers are already tanky enough as is. And you're not going to put any into Int because you're not a Paladin, for Christ's sake. Okay, let's move into our adventure book. We're actually going to need 2 skills from this thing. Well, actually 3. Double slash, obviously. You're going to need 1 into rock throw and 5 into magic missiles. Why would you need magic missiles? Well, for Berserker, if you're short on range, magic missiles is basically your only option if you're trying to catch on someone who's far away. Then for your rock throw, I'll get into this later, but just know you'll need 1. And then double slash, obviously you get to double, well, I have triple slash, but starting out you're going to need double slash to get into triple slash. As for my warrior skills, I've optimized these enough to what I think seems fit for the balanced build, so if you want to copy these, here are the stats. I have 5 into triple slash, I have 6 into quick slash, 3 into combat roll, and 7 into ground slam. I don't have any into parry because I don't think it's all that great. The only situation I think it shines is against bow. So let's move on to our berserker book. We have 1 into war cry, we have 9 into blade spin, we have 10 into ferocious assault. Pharaoh is a PvE skill, blade spin is a PvP/PvE skill, and I'll get to that after this. And then lastly, we have war cry, which is just a buff. I don't think it's worth upgrading, so that's why I only have 1, just to have the skill itself for the bare minimum. So before we wrap this up, there are 2 tricks I want to showcase to you guys. First one being the blade spin glitch. Normally when you use blade spin, your mobility is restricted to where you can barely move, like so, where there is a trick for that. Remember when I said you needed the rock throw? It is in my hotkey number 1. Here is where that comes in handy. So I have my rock throw set for hotkey number 1 and my blade spin set for G. Basically, all you need to do is spam them both at the same time, starting with rock throw. So I'm going to spam 1G, 1G, 1G like so. And I have mobility. I am basically a killing machine. I use this all the time in PvP. You cannot miss out. So make sure you have those equipped. The last trick I wanted to display for you guys is a mobility trick. You're going to need quick slash and combat roll, as well as your scarab tongue boots. I only have 6 into quick slash and 3 into combat roll, so this isn't going to be as OP as it should be. But basically, you're just going to combine the two, and it'll look like this. You're flying. You're basically John Carter in this joint. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Berserkers build. Make sure to join the Discord and enjoy the mini clips. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
This is Music.